What's up, film fam, and welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name is Dion, and today we're building the ultimate fall bucket list. 16 movies. We were picking 2 movies that are just cozy movies, picking 2 spooky movies. We're also going to be picking 2 full-on scary movies, and finally, 2 just straight-up fall vibes movies. Now, I'm usually co-hosting this podcast with my longtime friend, Scott, of over 15 years, but he's on vacation. So this week, I brought in a very special guest. And not just any guest, the best possible guest that I could have gotten. From Quebec, and no, it's not Denis Villeneuve, even better, the sophisticated, the one and only, my beautiful girlfriend, aka the producer, for those that know, Eloise. Say
Hello.
Thank you for coming on the show. I know you're very busy. Thanks for coming to the studio today.
You mean our own apartment?
Hey, chill out. It's the studio. This is actually a real room. This is all set up.
Undisclosed location.
Undisclosed. Well, we can get right into it. I mean, since you are the guest and I am a gentleman and a scholar, I'm gonna give you the first pick. Well, it's not really a pick, but your first choice on your cozy movie. So what's your first cozy movie?
Can you guess it?
I think I have an idea. Do you want me to actually guess it, or you
Guess
just?
it.
I'm assuming Harry Potter.
Which one?
That's a good question. I don't know. Did you tell me?
This one.
Which one is that one?
This is the French book. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's the first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I knew you'd get it.
Yeah. And why specifically that one? Why is that one?
I think it's like... So I wrote some notes. I think a big part of it is because it's the first movie that introduces you to the cast and the kids and all the adults as well. And to me, I think it's a mix of childhood memories just attached to the movie, especially like the first movie I saw when I was the youngest, of course, and then over time. Also, the movies get a bit darker, and I feel like they feel less cozy or childlike, whereas that one has a lot of, I mean, all of them have magic. I feel like the first one is very magical. It's in its own sense, and it's less
dark. Like it's lighter. Like the first couple ones, like you're seeing the magic and it's just like they're discovering they're playing pranks on each other and stuff like that. Later on, when the magic's getting used, it's used to like kill people and stuff like that. So it gets a little more grim. Still enjoyable, still kids, but it's not as cozy.
Yeah. I think the color grading also is a huge reason for that. Like that's something that I know in terms of the director, Chris Columbus. I didn't actually look it up. I'm like 95%.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think he did like the first couple ones, like all the light ones.
First 3, I think. But even then, they start getting the way that it was done over the 8 movies is each movie, I don't know if you've noticed this, the color grading literally just gets darker and less warm toned colors. So I think the first one, in terms of also fall and like cozy, it definitely has more warm tones. And also it's literally in the fall. It starts in September. They're wearing sweaters. And stuff.
School time.
It's very cute.
No, 100%.
I think a big part of why I loved just I'm a big Harry Potter fan. You know that. I think also a big reason is when I was first introduced to the movies, as someone who loved school when I was little, it makes me sound like such a fucking nerd. I was one of those kids that like summer vacation was too long because I just wanted to go back to school.
You're really coming off as a nerd now.
Yeah, it's fine. But I just liked how it was. I think I related to Harry in the way that he's so excited to go to Hogwarts, and I think any kid would. But if you kind of think about it, that might not be true for kids that grow up in the wizard world, because to them it's like, I don't want to learn arithmetic or whatever and potions. Like my mom always nags me on that. But for Harry, it's just like, what is this new world?
No, exactly.
It's just fun to discover as a kid, and I think that's also why it's nice to go back to and watch.
No, it's a great pick. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that would agree with you that like this time of year comes up, and then the first thing they want to throw in is Harry Potter. So that's a great first pick.
I really like when Harry and Ron are on the train first, and he buys all the candy, and then you get like the frog and like
Yeah.
and then he's, like, eating everything, and Ron has this, like, disgusting, jumbled up sandwich
Yeah.
he offers, and then you also get introduced to Hermione, which is nice, and she's kind of, like, sassy in a fun way, so I think it's a nice scene that introduces all the characters, which I
Yeah.
really enjoy, and it's just nice because especially because I've watched the movie so many times, I feel like that's really when it's like, "Oh, it's starting now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. My first cozy movie, or do you have one more thing? No.
Yes. I have fun facts.
Okay, good. I thought your fun fact was the tone of the movies thing.
No.
Okay, what's your
That's
fun
not
fact?
fun.
That's
That's
kind of
well
fun.
known. Kidding.
I wasn't give me a fun fact.
Okay, so one of them is that the child actors would do their actual schoolwork on set to make it look more real when they were confused or, like, didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
So it didn't just look like they were doing stupid things.
Oh, okay.
And also the original Dumbledore, which is Richard Harris, rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was quite old at the time, and he really had trouble remembering his lines, so Daniel Radcliffe would kind of pretend that he needed more practice and would go through lines with him
Oh, okay.
as, like, a little to make him remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are
Damn.
my
That
cute
actually is
fun
cool.
facts.
Daniel Radcliffe as a kid realized that he could. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That actually, okay, that is fun.
Maybe it
That
was
is,
his parents who were like,
yeah, true. Go help him out.
"Go over
Yeah.
your lines with him a couple times, it'll help him."
Now I actually didn't know that. The color grading one, I think I remember you mentioning before, like obviously off pod. So, but that I've never heard that one before about him forgetting his lines.
Yeah.
My first one I went with is Jumanji, the
Mm.
1995 version. I've
Classic.
Robin Williams. You got Bonnie Hunt, aka the mom from Cheaper by a Dozen, and you got Kristen Dunst in there too.
I
Like,
completely forgot she was in that.
yeah, she's young. She's a little girl in it. I almost forgot too, aka Mary Jane from Spider-Man. And this is one of my favorite movies as a kid. Like, I love the concept of like this game that goes on, and like you're kind of wondering what's gonna happen next. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, my mom loves that movie
okay,
too.
yeah,
I
like,
don't know why. She wasn't young when she watched.
yeah, it's just a fun adventure movie. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like I don't want to say Indiana Jones, but I just feel like there's always like this
It's similar.
aspect of well, I just mean this aspect of like adventure movies. I feel like sometimes they can be something that, depending the context of it, and maybe because Robin Williams is, I don't know if she likes Robin Williams or has any kind of like feeling towards him, but no, he was great. And I just think it's a great adventure movie, and he's great in it. And like I was saying, that concept of like now as a kid, I know what happens, but I can take myself back at being a kid and remembering like every time they rolled the dice and a new thing popped up, it was always kind of like just cryptic. You're like, what does that mean? What's gonna happen next?
Yeah,
And then
true.
suddenly things start shaking, and the next thing you're like, oh my goodness. And like there's always danger, depending if it was like, for anyone that hasn't seen it, I won't go too much. I don't want to spoil it with like all the animals that ensue and all the things that they go through. But it's just great. I really like the new ones too. 'Cause I say the
I
original,
haven't
like
watched the new.
I watched with my sisters, and
I
then
know they really liked
they
them.
really liked them, and they didn't really wanna watch the old one 'cause it's an old movie. Maybe now their minds would change 'cause, like, they were really young at the time, like, "I don't wanna watch some old 1990s movie," but nah, I had to
It's
go
a
with
whole different
Jumanji.
century.
It is.
It's
It's
very
a
old for
whole
them.
different century. Especially for Talia. My other sister was born in 2010, so
And she
90s is
is
crazy.
not 10 years old.
Yes, exactly. She's in high school. But yeah, no, Jumanji. And then the interesting fact that I had, like the fun fact I found, is that Robin Williams wasn't allowed to read the full script before signing on to Jumanji.
Interesting.
And it's because like it was to prevent him from improvising like too early. Because he was known for always like improvising and ad-libbing on set. And the funny thing is, like, he ad-libbed so much for, like, Aladdin that came out a couple years ago that they got rejected for best screen adaptation because he just didn't go off any of the he just
Interesting.
did they said, I don't know, this is probably an exaggeration. They said there was at least, like, 6 hours worth of unused stuff of his ad-libbing.
Damn. I mean, he was a comedian
Yeah,
all
exactly, yeah,
along. It
most
makes
comedians ad-lib,
sense,
yeah.
but that is crazy.
It's insane. It's a crazy thing you get rejected. It's like, you're not gonna get best screenplay because
It's not close enough.
this guy didn't even go to the screenplay. It's like he's
That's
doing his
funny.
own thing. So they didn't let him see the
Stupid. Like,
what?
I get why it was rejected, but also you're picking actors
Yeah.
because they do certain
No,
things,
for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if Aladdin was gonna get the best screenplay. It's a good
you
movie, but
never
like
know.
I don't mean in the sense of like crapping on Aladdin. I just mean in the sense of like I couldn't imagine the Oscars
Yeah.
giving that much play to a Disney movie. I don't know if you think they usually animate, especially animated too.
I feel like I don't even know. I know Snow White won.
Best screenplay or just won an Oscar?
Original. I think it won an
Oh,
Oscar. I
okay.
could be wrong. It was also the first
Yeah, I was gonna
movie
say
in
it's back
color.
then. Yeah, back then they probably would have been like, "Oh, this is like a newer thing." So, but now it's just so all. I
I
don't
could
say
be completely wrong. I don't know.
no. I think it definitely.
We need a
Yeah, we need another. Yeah, you're the producer, usually looking up this stuff. But yeah, that was my first one. Was Jumanji. So, what was your second cozy movie?
Why haven't we ever watched it together?
I don't know. I got it. I got the DVD right there. Actually,
It's fall.
it is fall. We're popping in at
Although
some
it's
point.
hot as hell in Toronto. It's gonna be 27 degrees on Sunday.
It still could be cozy. Cozy
That's not
inside. We're not watching the
cozy.
movie outside.
I'm not that. You know how much air conditioning power that's gonna take.
Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. What's your second cozy movie?
You're gonna laugh. Well, not laugh, but
You think I'm gonna know it?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Can you guess?
Nah, I don't want to
It
guess.
features a rat.
Oh, Ratatouille. This is funny because for those that watched if you listen to the last episode, Scott went in a diatribe about Ratatouille too. So this is back
I
to back.
love
This is back to back. And I
Ratatouille.
mentioned you too. I was like, Louise loves that
It
movie.
is such a good movie. I don't know how much Dion
Scott?
says, but I love to
okay.
cook.
Yeah.
I love to cook. My whole family, Dion knows this. My whole family, we're massive. I will not say chefs. We did not train
Yeah.
professionally. We are amateur
Mhm.
chefs. And a big part of my childhood just revolved around my parents cooking and eating and traveling to different countries and like trying different foods and cuisines. And I think that it's funny because when I was looking into Ratatouille, I came across the fact that Anthony Bourdain,
Mhm.
his favorite movie that featured food and
Oh,
chefs is Ratatouille.
Scott
Because
said
it
this.
is the
Scott said this on the last. Scott said this
adaptation.
on the last episode.
Because it's true. Scott, if you're listening, you understand it is
Yeah.
the best food-related movie because I find that as much as you can portray human, there's just something about the animation. Like my favorite scene in the movie is when he bites into the strawberry and then the cheese and the fireworks go off.
Did you and Scott discuss notes? He said this. He mentioned this too.
Really?
Yes.
No. But that, I'm just like, every time I think of that, I'm like, whoever was consulted for this movie or whoever directed, I don't know if the director, I did not take note of his
No, that's fine.
name.
You don't
But
gotta go
anyways,
into the deep into that.
I
Yeah.
do not know if he is a foodie or if he asked foodies like what it's like to taste, especially food and flavor combination
Mhm.
that shouldn't really go together but work perfectly together
Yeah.
because it is literally exactly like that. And I think just the fact that there's just something about Ratatouille. I think also because it's French.
Mhm.
I'm French Canadian, but it's
Yeah.
somewhat similar.
French. Yeah.
Don't tell the French people that they don't like that.
Yeah.
We love wine and cheese, so we're similar in that
Mhm.
aspect. But I think that, like, the fact that there's like snooty French people and like there's just like the cartoonish characters in it as well really remind me of classic like comedy, like old-timey French movies that I would watch with my dad, like
Mhm.
Lily la Cuisse, or there's like different very comedic French movies that there's certain tropes of characters and there are sometimes chefs in there as well. And
Mhm.
like I find they've done a good job with like the head chef being like cartoonishly
Yeah.
like fat and
Mhm.
ridiculous and like a tyrant.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's many reasons. In terms of best night, any night.
Okay.
As long
Yeah.
as you have dinner, because if you eat
Yeah.
ratatouille without food, you're gonna be starving.
True.
Some fun facts about the movie that I wrote down is apparently pet rats were kept in the studio for animators to observe
Oh,
how
okay.
rats moved around and like to really get their paws and things.
Mhm.
And they were in the hallways for more than a year when the animators were drawing,
Damn.
which is crazy. Apparently, it was extremely hard to get marketing for the movie because no food company wanted to be associated with a rat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And something that I thought was really funny for you guys who want to go in, 16 minutes, 36 seconds in,
Mhm.
Remy is climbing out of the sewers for the first time, and
Okay.
he's barked at by a dog.
Mhm.
And the dog is the silhouette of Doug from the movie Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I guess at that
Which
point,
is
Up hadn't
Pixar.
come out yet. Yeah, it is the same. Damn, all they're interconnected. That's like one of those little, what is oh, yeah, just a little Easter egg, right?
Easter eggs.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. It's always like the little ball that like from Toy Story
Yeah,
sometimes you
they always
see
put little
and
Easter
stuff
eggs,
like
which is really
that, or like
fun.
the companies will overlap. I've never heard that one.
We'll have to I mean, I'll watch it on
Yeah,
Sunday, and
exactly.
I
Yeah.
can confirm, which I'm sure it's true.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that is yeah.
Ratatouille. I knew those two movies would be on your list somewhere. I just didn't know where. I didn't know if
Well,
it'd
I'm
be
not somebody
fall.
that's scary.
It could have been fall vibes, but that's a great
That
pick.
is true.
I like Ratatouille and Harry Potter. I know you, and I know now the rest of your list. I really I'm not. It could go anywhere really. But my second movie I picked is cozy. I kind of I showed my hand. 'Cause I just mentioned it. It's Toy Story 2,
Hmm.
another and
I'm
2.
not surprised.
And I had this movie on VHS and would watch this over
I like how you say
and
VHS
over.
like you don't know what I don't you don't think I know what VHS.
No, I'm saying VHS as if just to let people know
Mm.
how
I also
old this
had it on
movie is.
VHS.
And you could have had it on DVD though. This movie was right around that era, like couple years. I mean,
That
everything's
DVD
on
was too
DVD now.
expensive though.
Actually, when it came out, no, because the movie came out in 1999, so there wasn't maybe in Japan. I don't know if they had DVDs back then, because that's where it first started. I think.
Um, I I think so.
Producer? Oh, producer's right here. Um,
I can Google it.
yeah, yeah, I know we do have computers in front of us, but like I had, I don't know where they are. I might need to text my grandpa or mess him. See, I used to have a Woody, Buzz, and Jesse toy. I had
Oh.
all three of them, yes. And I remember I would, as a little kid, watch the movie and playing with it at the same time. I don't actually know what I did with them. I always think about like when I had wrestling toys, I'd have them fight each other, but I don't even know what I was doing with those. I guess Buzz was kind of flying around, but Jesse and Woody, I didn't have Buckeye. So he couldn't really do anything. They'd just be
Yeah.
there. But I just remember having those. And just another great adventure movie. There's a lot of subtle like adult humor that's in like a lot of those
I
Disney
haven't watched those
movies.
since as I was a kid.
I don't have it here. We're gonna have to watch that
We will
too.
have
Like
to.
all these movies we're gonna have to watch or rewatch. Some of these you haven't seen at all,
I haven't
but
seen it since seeing it for the first time.
damn, great heel
It's a
turn.
long
There's a
time.
great heel turn in it. You Got a Friend in Me is injected in my veins. It's one of my
I can never every time I hear that, I just think of the sexual memes of "You've got a
what?
friend in me." Have you never seen those?
No, I have not. I don't
It's
want to.
bad.
Let's keep it that way that I haven't seen it. I don't want to don't
I won't
tarnish
ruin your
this movie. Yeah,
childhood.
don't tarnish it for me, man. This is like like that Bugs Bunny like weird thing. Yeah,
I don't know that one.
you do. The J. Cole
Oh,
rabbit
the
thing.
rabbit
Yeah.
rabbits. Oh boy.
I
Yeah.
don't want to ruin anyone else's. If you like Bugs Bunny, don't look up that either. And if you do want to ruin your
Bunch of
childhood, go look it
rabbits.
up. Um, the or the fun fact, which is kind of a wild fact that I saw, is that Pixar accidentally deleted 90% of Toy Story 2 during production. And the movie was almost
90?
90%. Yeah.
Uh, whoever did that got fired.
No, but the movie was was nearly lost until a tech director said that she had a backup copy on her
And
home
she got a
computer.
promotion.
Yeah, which I was like, that's great.
Or a bonus.
I'm like, you
And if she
imagine being that
didn't
employee that day, like where you realize you deleted and you had to go to Disney or Pixar at the
I
time
would
and
lie.
be like, and say what?
Nothing.
System malfunctioned. It
What?
wasn't me.
Yeah,
Did you do a
no, I would
Shaggy? Like,
literally never mention it until someone went, "Where did the files go?" And I'd go, "I don't know." Back in those times, no one's tracing your
I
computer. I
don't
would
know.
literally be like,
Yeah, it would have been like 1998. Like that just
"What
sounds.
happened to it?"
That just sounds so miserable. And then I'm just imagining the puffy chest of the tech. That's crazy that she had it at her home. I guess maybe that was just normal. I
Yeah,
guess
she was
just to
working on
have
it at
it.
home.
That's crazy.
There was no tech
90%.
security back then.
Yeah, I'm just imagining it's the wild, wild west. I'm imagining Steve Jobs. I'm just imagining how mad Steve Jobs
Oh,
would have been because he was
definitely.
part of them at that point. But when I read that, I was like, that's wild. 90%. I almost lost a classic, my favorite
That's
movie.
crazy
One of
now
my
too,
favorite movies.
because like if you were to tell your company that you're like, "Oh yeah, I've just been doing work for my home computer," your IT person would want to kill you.
Oh yeah.
Cybersecurity
No,
wise.
100%. That's what I was saying. That sounds wild. It's just like
But
you
people
had Toy Story 2 just on
your
your computer at
computer.
home. That's wild.
She wanted to pirate it.
That's what it sounds like. I'm like, "Hey, anyone, DreamWorks?" I don't know if DreamWorks even existed at that point, but that sounds absolutely wild.
Hey,
But
without her.
yeah, about her what?
Women saving the day.
Yeah, no, it's true. She came clutch. She came clutch. Next up, we're done our cozy. Next, we have spooky but fun. And I'm gonna preface by saying I didn't do the spooky kids route because part of me was thinking, I was like, okay, this is spooky in the sense that it's Halloween vibes, but it's not actually that spooky. I kind of just went with kind of like horror movies that are fun. I think I might, now that we're in this category, like we're in it, I feel like I kind of have an idea where you're gonna go with these because I know your catalog of horror movies you've seen
It's
is
very
very
little.
small, and I think a majority of them I've seen with you, and I know which ones that you liked and the ones you didn't like. You're kind of like wasn't for me, or like that was scary. So that being said, what is your first spooky but fun movie?
Coraline.
Yeah, I figured that'd be on there. That's a good pick.
I
That's
love
a good pick.
Coraline. I think it's spooky, but it isn't scary.
Yeah.
Because I think, the animation, but it's still creepy.
It is
But I
creepy.
also think there's so many aspects of fantasy and the fact that it's stop motion and it's very otherworldly, but it isn't like I don't know how to explain. I think there was also a good mix of comedy in there or just like
Mhm.
ridiculousness. Like the guy, the rat dude, I don't know.
I mean, it is kinda outer worldly, just the way they
Otherworldly.
look.
Yeah, yeah, it is other,
Oh,
but
they
I
said
mean
it
like
isn't
no,
outerworldly.
it is
Oh, it
otherworldly.
is. Okay.
But in
Otherworldly.
terms of like I don't know, I don't find it scary. As a kid,
Yeah.
you would find it scary, but
Mhm.
I just like watching it because I feel like it's the perfect it's also it starts in the fall, the leaves are
Yeah.
falling. Like, I feel like it's the perfect movie to really start, like, gearing up towards scary-ish things, but
Yeah.
it's
It's like your appetizer to get into
I guess
scarier
so. I
things.
also
Yeah, I can
just
see
think
that.
visually it's so stunning.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm someone who, like, I love stop motion, as you know,
Yeah.
and I think just artistically, it's so cool. Like, the way that it's done and the way that it's the creative aspects to that movie, especially I think when I watch back or I think back, like, now looking at I don't watch kids' movies much
Yeah.
anymore, but I feel like there hasn't been something that is, like, creepy like that in a
Mhm.
long time, like Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah.
or Nightmare After Before Christmas.
Yeah, Night Before Christmas, yeah.
Like, I feel
Or
like there
Princess,
hasn't
Corpse's Bride.
yeah, and I find there just hasn't been something like that in a while,
Mhm.
something that's kind of maybe Coco, I haven't watched Coco, but even
It's not that
Coco isn't
creepy.
even that
It's not really
recent.
spooky. No, it's not that it's not recent.
Like, I feel like there hasn't been something spooky like that for
Yeah,
kids.
and it's tough to say because again, like we're not watching kids movies and the medium has kind of changed now because like there
Yeah,
probably could be some that existed like on a streaming service we just don't know about.
that's true.
That's the thing. Like we're thinking about the ones that come into theaters, but there's probably some like on a
Yeah.
streaming or something. I
Mhm.
know there
Mm.
was one that was at TIFF a couple years ago. It was produced by Jordan Peele. It was stop motion
I
and it was
think I
like
remember.
it's like
I don't
Wendy and
remember.
something like that.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know
remember
if
the name of it.
yeah. But that's the most recent thing I could think of, just 'cause it was at TIFF, but
Mm.
I don't remember anyone talking about it, but do you have any
It's I think also I really like it because it's just so original. There
yeah.
was never a movie like Coraline
Mhm,
before. You could maybe compare it to anime with how kind of, like, crazy it is.
mhm,
I don't watch too much anime, but there
yeah,
are certain things of, like, the villains and the stories, and they feel very cartoonish.
yeah.
I mean, they are
No, for sure.
cartoons, they're stop motion, but
Yeah,
I think also there just hasn't been a movie like that since. I think it is so standalone, it doesn't even really fit into a genre.
yeah.
It's
Well,
stop
it
motion.
fits into that motion era, like the 2000s
Yeah,
era of
true.
like we're talking about like Nightmare After Christmas or sorry, The Night Before Christmas, Corpse's Bride, Paranorman,
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
that Franken dog movie too.
Too bad that those aren't being made anymore, especially around Halloween. There were such fun movies to see
Yeah.
as a kid.
No, it's true. I mean, everything has like its eras, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and
that's
that was
true.
just that era. And I think
Do
now,
your sisters like Coraline?
yeah, they love Coraline.
Okay, that's
That
good.
when there was a re-release last year in all the theaters, like it made big money too. Like it made like
People love that movie.
they opened up for like a weekend and made like 6 million or 10 million. They're like, okay, let's keep it going, and just kept making money, kept making money.
It's
Like,
also interesting because I feel like honestly that movie would be terrifying if it was with real people. Like
oh
a
yeah, well,
la
button
the
eye. Well, I
the
just I think
button
it'd just be kind of
eyes, the evil mom is terrifying.
yeah. I think maybe it wouldn't. it just be too weird almost, like button eyes, like, I don't
You
know if
could
it would
make it.
you can make them human and then kinda do the same concepts, but if they looked the same, then I think it would kinda take you out of it where it's like, "Well, this looks kinda goofy."
Yeah,
I think it works for how it for what it is. You could
sure.
make that scary. Just
Yeah.
add in jump scares and change the score and stuff like that and make it scary. It's already pretty creepy
It's creepy.
or
I think that's the
spooky or
big
s
yeah, it's, like, creepy and spooky, but it's not scary.
Yeah.
And some fun facts, apparently, so Coraline was the first feature film to use a 3D printed replacement face, because usually they would have different faces for her
Mhm,
expressions, and for stop motion, they change her face,
mhm.
but it's the first movie to ever have a 3D printed face,
Okay.
which is crazy because that movie came out a while ago.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Um, the production crew spent 800 hours painting 250,000 individual pieces of popcorn to serve as the blossoms on the trees for the movie.
Damn.
That's why I like these movies. I'm like,
Yeah, the attention to details.
I think it's just also as someone who really likes art, I think it's so impressive seeing the crew of artists that come together and make these movies and how impressive it is, how cohesive it all is.
Yeah.
And also like how do you get that job? How do you get well known in that field? Like it's something that's so out of left
No,
field
for
for
sure.
us that it's like I don't even know how you would kind of
It
get into that.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you have to be passionate about. Like, you're not doing that kind of I don't know. That's
Is
a good
there some sort
question.
of
But
maybe you would go to cinema?
it's just so painstakingly long to do that
Oh,
process that you're not getting into it unless it's something that, like, you're just really into. Yeah,
yeah.
you're not like, "Eh, let me
No,
play
for
around with
sure.
stop motion." Like, I did stop motion actually when I was in elementary school. There was, like, in one of our art classes,
High
we
school.
did a art, stop motion project, and it was just literally just, like,
Mhm.
had a car go down the street, and, like, it was fun, but
It takes ages.
it does take ages,
There's a
yeah.
car going down the street.
Exactly. It's not a whole production where it's just like, "Yo, did someone move that?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, my bad, I bumped
You
it."
gotta
And it's
restart
just
the
like
whole scene.
exactly, like, everything's gotta be on point and can't judge it. My next movie, or my first spooky movie, is Pearl,
I
and
also thought of that.
yeah, and I was wondering if you're gonna pick it. Maybe you're gonna pick it up a little bit later, but that's why I preface by saying it's not it's it's the second movie in the Tyre West trilogy of the X trilogy, I should say. It's like it's a slasher horror, but there's not really a slasher horror, sorry, but there's not really jump scares
Oh,
from
not
what
that
I
I
remember.
remember.
Again, I've seen it. I haven't watched it within this calendar year, so it's still at the back of my mind. But Mia Goth, amazing performance.
Of course.
It's weird, and her Pearl being crazy, what kind of makes it funny slash fun.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't say this is like. That's why I threw it in spooky because the next one is full out horror. I wouldn't call this full out horror because you watch this movie and it's just like you're watching this girl just be crazy and stuff and doing all this wild stuff. And I don't really, I think it leans more on the fun aspect,
Of
closer than
slasher.
the
Okay.
actual, yeah,
For
than
sure.
actually be like full on horror. And the movie Pearl is like sorry, like the movie well, also the cinematography too is really great too. As I was doing the research for it, I was kinda going back and kinda seeing the shots, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is really shot well." I'm not saying a lot of horror movies aren't shot well, but this one it seemed very, like the cinematography felt very thoughtful in the sense of, like, we don't want this to look cool, we really are going for, like, an aesthetic here.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I remember seeing, but for those that don't know, that the movie kinda had, like, this vintage, like, fairy tale kind of feel, and Ty West said that it was like a love letter to, like, the old we're talking about the Technicolor classics as we were talking about, earlier when we were talking about what were
You
we
can
talking
definitely
about?
tell.
Yeah, no, 100%, and if for those that if you watch it now, if you do go watch this movie, and you're watching like think about like the Wizard of Oz or now Wicked, I guess, because now
Yeah.
that's in the zeitgeist right now, and another one coming out. So you kind of watch probably more so watch Wizard of Oz because even though Wicked kind of has that vibe, it's a little more. It's not as grainy and
It's
doesn't
new.
have it's new. Yeah, and they're probably not using. I don't actually know if they're using film. I assume they're
No.
probably using digital cameras to all that.
Technicolor, I also watched a Mina Lay video. She talked
Yeah.
about because people were complaining about Wicked and how the colors aren't as vibrant,
Mm,
and people go back and forth with it. Also depends what movie theater you went to see it in,
mm.
how, like, good the projector is,
Oh,
many
okay.
reasons. The video's pretty interesting, actually, but she was saying how a big thing as well is, like, the ruby red shoes aren't actually red.
Like, okay.
the way that the camera picks up. I forget if they were. I don't remember exactly what she said, but they aren't actually red. Like the way that the colors are, they're filmed in a different way for them to look a certain way, because the way that the color film worked back then was different. And so the colors looked like ridiculously vibrant.
Oh, okay.
Because it wasn't the actual colors, it's how the film picked up
Yeah,
those colors. And it's quite interesting in that aspect.
Oh,
like
it is
the vintage
interesting.
parts
Did
of
we
that.
watch that video together? That
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
possibly.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds
It's definitely
familiar.
possible.
Yeah.
We watch a couple of her videos together. Shout out to her, she's great. Mina.
No
Ray.
free plugs. I'm cutting that out.
No, it's free. She's great. Go watch her.
But yeah, Pearl. Yeah, Pearl is to go check that out, Pearl, if you haven't seen it. And what's your second spooky? Now I really don't know where you're going with your spooky but
You
fun.
haven't watched this one.
Oh, I have it. What
No.
is it?
It's Death Becomes Her.
Okay. Go on it.
So Death Becomes Her is, I find it's just kind of silly horror. I would amount it to be honestly kind of similar to Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Less crazy, because it's not, basically the premise is two ladies, Hollywood ladies, are getting older. They want to stay young forever, so they find an elixir of youth.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, similar to the substance in that way. I think it's just like, it's really fun and wacky, but they stay young, but they start to decay. And like, it's just really funny how all that like
it's like dark. It's dark comedy.
Definitely,
Kinda?
it's definitely dark comedy.
It's interesting you mentioned Beetlejuice too, because I was thinking about that, but like Beetlejuice isn't spooky. I feel like it's just fun. It's within that world of like dark, because people are dying and stuff like that. I think Coraline is definitely scarier than Beetlejuice. Not to go on a tangent here, but go back to Death Becomes Her.
But yeah, I think also the acting is great. Meryl Streep, she's incredible in it. And I think it's interesting commentary on Hollywood and the fear of aging. And I think that Meryl Streep was a great casting for that, because she's a huge advocate of just aging, and she started her career much later in life.
An advocate of aging.
I mean, it's Hollywood. But yeah, it's an interesting casting choice for her, which I actually really enjoy. Like, I really like. I think it works well for her.
Yeah.
A fun fact, which is only one, is that the film won Best Oscar for visual effects, which defeated Batman Returns and Alien 3.
Oh, really? Damn.
Or Alien. 1992? Alien.
Yeah, it would have been Alien 3. No, probably Alien 3, yeah. Because first Alien came out in like 1979.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Alien.
No, it's Alien 3. That's not a great one. And unfortunately directed by my guy, David Fincher.
Yeah.
Not the best one, but it has its moments. But that's a great pick. I haven't seen that one. What's it called? Recently, or I don't know, it was Sabrina Carpenter and Jenna Ortega recreated that in a music video. I forget the name.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did like a tribute to it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
whoever hasn't watched it, I recommend.
I mean, I gotta add to my list. I didn't really say what Pearl's about. For those that don't know what Pearl's about, it's kind of just about this woman that kind of goes into madness. You know what I mean? Like she wants to be an actress, and she's just not getting. She doesn't get the role. Not really spoilers. It's kind of like what the premise of the movie is, and she just goes crazy.
She's a teenager, isn't she?
Is she a teenager? Yeah, it's like it's 1980s. No, not 1980s. Sorry, it's the 1918.
I think she's either a teenager or a very young adult.
Yeah, she's a young woman. She's not married, but she has a boyfriend who's going to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you're just watching a woman go like slowly get mad, basically, and it's another shout out. There's a scarecrow scene talking about Wizard of Oz. That's a little nod. I'm not gonna save that, so when you see it,
twisted nod.
I guess next spooky movie for me. This one again, it's not this one. Happy Death Day. Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
I always tell people to watch this. I made my sister watch it. Basically, what it is, it's like it's Groundhog Day, but the horror version. And they actually reference it in the movie too.
That's cool.
Like, so they actually been like what's going on? Because like she's living the same day. She's like, like that Bill Murray movie, like Groundhog Day. She's like, I've never seen that movie. Like, so they actually reference that. Okay, we're in a. I always love when we're in a world where it's like movies exist. Like you're not in a movie.
Isn't that the new? Is that a new movie?
Came out in like 2017, I think.
No, not new. What was that movie? It's similar. We kept seeing the trailer of it. Looks terrifying. Where it's like they're in this cabin and the day restarts when one of
Oh,
them may get killed or something.
it's based off a video game. Yeah, I know you're talking. Producer? No, I forget what it's called.
It's similar to, I guess.
But yeah,
I thought that's what you meant. I was like, spooky.
no,
That
no,
looks
no, no,
scary.
no. That this one's because like the premise of this one, like a college girl relives the same day over and over, and she can only break the loop if she finds out who her killer is. So that's how the
You've
loop
talked
keeps.
about this.
Yeah, that's how the loop keep happening. Every time she dies, she wakes up, and then she's in just another day, and then she's like has to go through that day and figure out who's. So it's like I love a mystery. This sounds
Yeah.
very much like Scream in the sense of like who's the
Yeah.
masked killer. I'm like they
Yeah.
locked me. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
True.
there's a masked killer. We gotta figure out who it is. I'm in for it. They they lean into the dark humor of it where it could be very serious tone, very scary. It is, I will say I'm putting it in the spooky but fun. This is can get kind of scary. When she first starts like dying, it's kind of sticks in the scary realm, and then that's just realizing what's happening, gets a little spooky. I mean, gets a little fun, and then it goes up and down
Mm,
because there is like this ominous moments of like some of the kills are a little goofy, and then some of the kills are like, is
scary.
someone there? Like,
Mm,
is someone like those kind of kills where it's just like, oh my god, where
you
is
can
the?
watch it with the light on.
Yeah, exactly. So that one kind of like it
I don't
teeters
do
that
well with
line.
horror. You know
But
that.
the one thing I thought was impressive is that the lead actor, Jessica Roth, I hope
Mhm.
I'm pronouncing her name right. She did all her stunts.
Damn.
Yeah, and which
I
is
don't know what that means
impressive.
'cause I don't know what the
That's
fuck
what I'm
that
gonna say. It's impressive because if you watch the movie, there's a lot of intense fights in here. There's a lot of chase scenes, and there's like a lot of high falls too. And the fact that she does all of them
That's cool.
is wild. But yeah,
Would
no,
you do your own stunts?
it depends what kind of role it is. Depends what I'm gonna be doing in it.
I feel like I'd want to.
Like the fighting scenes, depends what kind of fights we're doing.
Yeah.
The falls, that's the crazy part because there's some
Yeah.
falls in this movie where I'm like, that was her doing that. Obviously, she's falling on
Yeah.
mats and stuff like that, but it's still like, all right, we're gonna
True.
shoot it again. Yeah, and sometimes there's just some mistakes, like, oh, I didn't hit the mat in the right spot. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
All right, well, next scene, you know what I mean? She's doing it all, so
that's true.
shout out to her. But I think that ends our spooky
It does end very
portion, right? All
spooky.
right, so the next part we have is our full on scary. So I'm really curious to hear where you went with this because I know you're not as big as a horror fanatic as me, but I think there is two horror movies that I know you do like, and I'm curious to see if you picked one of them.
Stay.
So what was your first full on horror movie? Full on scary. What was it?
Black Swan.
Oh,
You know
okay.
that one?
No, I didn't think you're gonna put that. That's good.
I really like Black Swan.
Yeah.
I think it's scary, but it's a psychological horror
Yeah.
movie. Like, I feel like I don't do very well with jump scares or anything, 'cause
Mhm.
it makes me too scared. And
Yeah.
for some reason, I think it's the premise of, like, I know myself really well. I feel like I'm not gonna descend into that level of
Yeah.
madness. Maybe.
Mhm.
But I just think
Hopefully not.
I mean, it's also got aspects of body horror, which is gross
Yeah.
to see, but I don't mind it as much.
Mhm.
Um, I really like the descent into madness and how it just gets, like, crazy
Yeah.
and so mind-bending. And it's based off of Perfect Blue, which is in theaters
Yeah.
coming up,
Oh, true.
which would
Next
be fun to go see.
Yeah, we'll definitely go check that. I think it's next week or
Um,
2 weeks from now.
I think it's a great movie if you like ballet.
Okay. I don't you don't have to like ballet to like that movie.
No,
I
but
feel
if
like
you
you're
like ballet, it's a
okay.
good movie
That
to
is true.
watch.
Yeah.
I think the reason as well that I really enjoy it is the contrast between something that the general audience sees as so beautiful and, like, majestic and impressive, and, like, it's a very glamorized world, the
Mhm.
ballet world, and it's seen as very, like, pretty and everything, but I think it shows the dark aspects of that world in a
Yeah.
really twisted way,
Mhm.
like the way how I guess it's not much of a spoiler, her mom is just crazy,
Yeah.
and I think that that's and the kind of, like, dark aspects that go on with her coach and everything, like, I think it's a very interesting way of touching on those subjects within the ballet world.
Mhm.
Um, I think it fits kind of a winter fall vibe just 'cause
Yeah.
it's
I mean, this
cold.
aspect of it's really just full on horror. Like any horror,
Yeah.
full on horror movie can kind of fit into this time to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think it's also just, like, it's such a, like, a dark movie in just the color grading as
Yeah.
well, and I also think just 'cause, I mean, Swan Lake, the ballet is usually
Fall time.
it's usually in
Well,
the
it's
winter. We
yeah.
went to see it, I think it was in February,
Yeah, you're right.
March?
Yeah.
So it's, like, usually it's cold and
Yeah.
maybe January, I don't
Yeah, I don't
remember.
even remember. Yeah.
But I think it's very cool. A fun fact is that the budget was only 13 million. They were
Okay.
hoping for 20 to 30, and Natalie Portman lost 20 pounds.
Yeah, that's insane.
She was very skinny
She
in that
was
movie.
very skinny in that movie.
She did a lot of her own ballet things, which is insane. She would train 8 hours a day.
That's wild. Yeah,
Five, five, 5 to 8 hours a day.
some people go hard for the craft, man. Especially like the weight loss stuff and going that 8 hours a day. It's crazy.
She did have a double that did a lot of the harder ballet
Yeah, which
things.
is I'm not gonna knock her for that.
Of course. Some things she's never trained as a professional
Yeah,
ballerina. You can only do so much.
that's a great first full on pick. I almost picked that for mine too. I also have that movie over there.
I also just like how pretty it is.
Yeah, it does look good. But my route I went with my first movie is I went with something a little more underrated in the sense of like I feel like people don't really talk about this. Or some people might not know about it because it came out during like COVID era. So it kind of went under the radar. But it's The Invisible Man, the
Mhm.
2020 version,
Haven't watched it.
the remake of the 1933 horror classic, which is also a novel that came out in 1897. It's an old story. Directed
Very old.
by Lee Winnell, who wrote the original screenplay for Saw, one of my favorite movies. And he also starred in that original Saw movie too. And it stars Elizabeth Moth, aka our girl Peggy from Mad Men.
I love Peggy.
And basically the premise of this movie is that her character, her abusive ex-husband, dies,
Mhm.
but she doesn't believe it. She's like, I don't think he's actually dead." And then she starts getting haunted by someone that nobody can see, and she's trying to prove that, like,
It's him.
it's some like, she's like, "Yeah, it's him," but everyone's like, "But he's dead." And she's like, "I don't believe he's dead." And also it's like, I don't believe he's dead, and also something invisible is haunting me, and everyone's kinda
Yeah.
just like,
You're crazy.
alright. But this movie has, like, this really haunting concept to it where it's like, when you're watching it, you're like, okay, this is like when you watch a Paranormal Activity movie or something, right? It's like
Yeah.
you're being haunted by a ghost, but you're like, no, there's actually someone that's invisible there, and that's like that's creepy. So like you're sitting there and like anytime you're imagining you're by yourself, and something moves, you're like, is that paranormal? Is that paranormal? Or like in this movie, you're in this world where it's like there's someone here and I can't see them, and like they're just staring at me. You know what I mean? That concept to me is just wild. Like I don't know why it's creepier to me
Then goes.
than ghosts, yeah, because I don't know why, but just the thought of, like, someone standing, like, right in front of me and I can't see them, but they're staring at
Like
me.
if they were wearing the invisibility.
Yeah, and then if you get really quiet, you can just hear that would that's what I'm saying,
I'm moving.
the concept is
This
just
is why every time I see horror movies, the reason I also don't like watching them is because every time I'm like, why would you stay in this house? Just move. I'm not even kidding.
no,
Just
100%.
move.
But the paranormal, yeah, that's trapped to a house, but in this, it doesn't. It goes, it expands it. It's just like, leave the house, but it's an invisible person following you, and I don't know, like,
Can he get on a plane? Move.
I don't know, but to
Go
me,
to
it's just
Madagascar. I don't know.
it's
Anywhere.
no, you're right. You just get the heck out of there. It's the realistic approach to like this sci-fi plot that like I to me I just love recommending it to people because
Mm,
it's like yeah, it's just it's like it's the upgraded version of like the Invisible Man. Like he's just I think like takes like a potion or something, and then he like wraps
cool.
himself like in gauze, and like that's how he has like yeah.
Interesting.
It's a cool. It doesn't always work out when you take a classic. We've been gotten a couple good ones. Nosferatu, people like that. Some people didn't
It was
like it,
good.
but
I almost picked that.
I was wondering, that was one of the things I was thinking that you might possibly take, but,
The visuals are incredible. I was so
no, yeah.
scared though. I'm very bad. You know I'm bad
Yeah.
with horror movies.
That's why I was wondering, I was like, I don't know if
It's
she'll
just so
100%,
creepy.
100% take
But
that.
the gothic aspects of it, incredible.
Oh, yeah, and he's gonna do another one. He's got a werewolf movie coming out. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be
I'll still watch it. I'll be
next year.
terrified. I'll watch it.
But what's your second one? I'm curious to hear what your second full-on scary movie is.
There's flowers involved.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is it
Midsommar.
Florence? Yeah, okay, yeah,
Well, Midsommar,
yeah,
technically. Also psychological horror.
yeah,
It's also cult horror,
yeah,
very clearly. I think it's great as well because, again, you get the slow kind of build into somewhat also her descent into madness, but just
mhm,
also the cult's descent into madness because it starts off so happy and you can still tell of, "Oh, this is strange," like,
yeah.
it's really eerily perfect. Um, I think if you enjoy an aesthetic movie, it's
Oh,
top
yeah,
notch, it's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
It's
Ari Aster,
beautiful.
he's controversial director. People didn't like his last 2 movies 'cause when you start getting into politics and stuff like
Mm.
that, everyone's like, "Go back to horror." He wants to do his own thing, but that's a great movie. I remember you were telling me to watch that. My sister was telling me, "It's like, yo, you ever seen it?" Like, I just watched it for the first time.
It's
Like,
crazy.
it's very much, like, on that twist of, like, this is what modern horror is like now in a sense where it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really rely there's some jump scares, but it doesn't rely on jump scares. It's, like, more of a feeling of unease,
So
and it's
creepy.
just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
And that's what it does. It's like, people are like, "Oh, it wasn't really scary." I'm like, "But were you uncomfortable?" I'm like, "That's what it was going for." It's like,
for sure.
that's its own kind of horror. It's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, why are they doing that? Like, what's going on?"
And
Like,
I
I'm
find
just
it's
like,
like a lot
"What?"
of twists in the story. Like, you don't know where it's going. You know it's going somewhere dark, but then I feel like that movie does a good job of like you can't even really imagine the twisted
No,
things they're gonna
exactly.
put in that
No,
movie.
100%.
You're literally just like, "Oh, that's what was next?"
Exactly. Yeah, it really just you're watching and you really don't know what's what's
Yeah.
gonna transpire next.
I definitely if you like cult movies as well, it's
Yeah.
great. I think also I enjoy it quite a bit, especially after since I did research in Sweden, as you
Mhm.
know, and Midsummer
Yeah.
with a U is a festival that's both it's an official national holiday in Sweden and in Finland, and it is to celebrate the kind of coming of summer solstice. And it's mostly just to celebrate harvest, like, it's pretty
Mhm.
classic, like, it has pagan origins, and I went to a historical I was there during
Yeah.
Midsummer, like, and I got to experience what Midsummer is, which is not like the movie.
Unfortunately.
Well, some part I mean, you eat a lot of good food, you drink, you wear a flower crown,
Yeah, I
there's
was
the
gonna say
maypole,
there's some some
there's no May
similarities.
Queen,
Yeah.
which is also funny because Midsummer is in June, it's not in May.
Mm.
But it was a fun also, I think the movie after having been in Sweden during the summertime, it's and it was actually filmed I forget where exactly, I think it was Hungary, it wasn't filmed in
Okay.
Sweden, probably just too expensive.
Yeah.
But I think a big thing for me was in Midsummer, like, everything is so perfect and idyllic and beautiful, like, the nature is incredible, the flowers, everything, and they've done such a good job at really mimicking like, when I got to Sweden in the summer, I was like, "Oh, like, this is" it's crazy how perfect
Yeah.
and pretty and clean
Mhm.
and flowers everywhere, and it's not really hot, it's, like,
Yeah.
perfect temperature, it feels very idyllic, like, it
Mhm.
feels like especially when you're more in the fields or, like, in the wilderness, it kinda feels like you're in heaven.
Damn.
Like, you feel like in The Sound of Music when you can just, like, frolic in the fields
Yeah.
and yada yada, but and I like that aspect of Midsummer because it's such just like Black Swan, it's such a massive contrast to what is going on in the
Yeah.
movie. Um, a nice fun fact is when the movie was released in Sweden, which unfortunately was released after Midsummer, but when it was released, most viewers in the movies laughed, and critics in Sweden praised it as the best black comedy, like
Oh,
dark
really?
comedy. They didn't even actually think it was a horror movie. They just found it hilarious.
Damn.
Which, I mean, I guess that tells
Yeah, it's
you about Swedish people.
yeah, I guess so, and their style of horror movies. Or maybe it's just the fact because like, they know what the actual thing is,
It's
so, like, this
possible.
is
It's just
such a
like, this is
weird
crazy.
yeah, that it just comes
It
off
is
as a
possible. Definitely aspects of that, but I also wonder in terms of cultural divides if they don't see those things as, like, creepy, it's just like, "This is
yeah, that's
ridiculous."
true. Yeah, that definitely is
I
an
don't know,
aspect
but
of
I
it.
thought that was really
No,
funny.
that is interesting.
Also, I mean, Florence Pugh, I haven't she's an incredible actress, and I honestly feel like Midsummer did a good job at really starting her career. I know that she was in things before.
She was in Fighting with My Family before that.
She was in Pretty
Women?
Little Women.
Yeah. Was that before?
After.
I
It
think it
was
was
right
after. Yeah.
after, I think. And I know that was also.
And she's in that
I
movie
wanna watch
Behind You
it.
too.
Yes. But I think that those two movies, but I think Midsommar really like propelled her career a
No, for
lot.
sure.
There's also only one American actor on set of
Really?
Midsommar.
Which one?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay. Yeah, I thought it was like a reveal. Okay. No,
No,
it's a,
no, I forget who.
oh,
I just
okay,
saw that
okay.
fact when I was looking it up, and I was like, only one?
No, it's a good.
British,
Oh,
Swedish.
okay. Yeah,
Finnish.
that's what I figured. No, that's a good pick. That's a great pick. I didn't expect. I should have known the second one because I knew you liked that, but I wasn't sure. But that's a great pick. My second full-on scary movie, I'd Halloween, the original Halloween, 1978. I had to throw it on there just as
The
like a
best
nod.
time to watch that movie.
Exactly, right? This is the best time. It's not really much has to be said. You know, Michael Myers, John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, like iconic slasher. It's um it's a little more fun than Invisible Man. Like in the sense of like I was gonna almost put it in the spooky but fun, but then I'm like I think that's just my twisted mind of saying it's fun, and I think it's also because like last year we went to on Halloween Day,
Yeah.
we went to a local local, I'll say local to Toronto, and full theater in costume. I think we were in costume. Everyone else, we were in costume. I don't think we were in costume, no, because I don't think we knew everyone was gonna be in costume.
Were we in
I think we were. It was Halloween Day. Why would we not? I don't remember if we were in costume,
I don't remember
but it was
either.
awesome.
Was it I think it was 2 years ago.
I think it was last year. Time fly.
I don't know. I don't remember.
But we went to see Halloween on Halloween, and it was a full theater, and it felt like a sporting event in like a respectful way. It was like cheers when Michael showed up, like big laughs at the part you're supposed to laugh at. It was just a great time.
There's a lot of Michaels.
There's a lot of people dressed up as Michael, which is kind of creepy to be honest.
Yep, because they were in character.
Yeah, they
too.
were
They
in
weren't talking to
character.
their
They weren't
friends.
talking. There was this
I don't
dude
even
sitting in the
know.
back in a Michael costume.
There was a guy that was just there alone.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Michael.
I don't know. That was a little.
He keeps dying.
I kept my eye on him. I was enjoying the movie, but I kind of had like a side eye for that dude. But it was awesome. And the fun fact that I have about it is that terrifying like piano, a classic theme. Apparently, I didn't even know this, that it was written in 3 days.
Oh.
And it was because of a last minute request from the studio because they were like, it doesn't really sound like we need something to make it scarier. So John Carpenter ran and then just literally made that in 3 days. And to think that we wouldn't have gotten that if a studio didn't step in and be like, hey, can you add another
The
song?
funny part too is, he was annoyed.
Oh, probably.
He was so annoyed.
And he's like, oh, I gotta do something else. He wrote it, directed it, and he's like, now I gotta compose
He's like,
something.
I thought I was done.
Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. But yeah,
That's
no.
funny.
Shout out John. I had to throw Halloween on there because it's a classic, and it didn't feel right to not put it on this list.
That's true.
So I threw Halloween on there.
a
Last
good
but
movie.
certainly not least, we have our fall vibes movies. We got 2 more movies. What's your first fall vibe movie?
Knives Out.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. I was gonna put that on my list, but I legit was like, she's gonna put it on there. So
I
I'm
love
taking it
murder
out.
mysteries. You know how much I love murder mysteries.
Yeah. I thought maybe you go Agatha Christie, but hey, there's
did
still
think
room
about
for
it.
another one, so I don't want to
But
step on
Knives
your.
Out, I find it's just like the perfect fall. It's set in the fall.
Yeah.
The leaves are beautiful. They're all
Yep.
wearing really nice sweaters. It's great. I heard that the director wanted to mimic Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
He wanted to mimic kind of the dysfunction a family goes through during Thanksgiving, which is also why it's set in the fall.
Another Jamie Lee Curtis back to back. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Another Jamie. I mean, she's the queen of any fun mystery horror movies.
She's a scream queen.
She is the scream queen. Great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love The Mansion. I love old-timey things, you know that. I think the reason I love murder mysteries is, and with the Agatha Christie's, or even if they're in present day, they all have aspects of feeling old-timey, or like they all have really rich, ridiculous characters that are such characters
Yeah.
as people, and I really enjoy that. Um, I think it's definitely it's a classic whodunit.
Yeah.
And then I feel like people can, like, criticize those movies of, like, "Oh, it's all the same thing, it's just a murder mystery," but it's how you get
Yeah.
to figuring it out, and
No,
every
for
time it's
sure.
different. All those movies have different methods of
Yeah.
killing, reasons why.
No, true.
But I like that you kind of know what you're getting yourself into with a nice classic whodunit, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy that.
And I think it still works on rewatches because some people
Oh,
you might
for
say that
sure.
like because it's a whodunit, and
You
then if you already
know.
know who's done it, that maybe you couldn't enjoy it. I definitely don't think with most mysteries or whodunits, you're not gonna watch it like every month or something. You know what I mean? You'll
No.
let some time pass where like not necessarily you'll forget who was the killer, but more so you can go watch it back and be like, hey, let me see if I can see like little hints that I didn't notice, or like let me look
Yeah,
focus on little things because the movie is just fun, funny, and just shot
true.
so well that it's just there's all these little aspects that you can, I think, enjoy from it.
I think also it's a thing of it's a classic, as the saying goes, it's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. No, true.
Yeah,
It's a good way to put it.
I think, yeah, a fun fact about it is that Ryan Johnson kept strict control over how much each actor knew about the script to
Oh,
keep
okay.
their confusion, like,
Mm.
characters' confusion when lines were read authentic.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of the comedic lines in the movie, since it's also a really funny movie, were improvised
Mm.
by the cast, which is really fun. Um, yeah, those are my fun
That's
facts.
interesting. You know, it's funny. I always find those concepts kind of interesting too, and like, I'm sure you're probably surprised I didn't put Scream on here,
Of
but just
course.
because I mean, it's not on it. It's not on my list at all, and I think it's just because it's an old hand. Like everybody on that listens to this
That's
podcast knows, and like,
I also thought
oh,
about The Thing, but that's more winter.
yeah, that's true. But that
Oh.
definitely does come another John Carpenter movie talking about Halloween. So he already got his shout out, but he gets another one. I just didn't go with Scream just because my thought with this was like I'm gonna at least throw some movies that maybe people haven't seen
That's
because I feel
true.
like Scream's gonna be on like a lot of people's lists. If anyone made like a Halloween bucket list, Scream's gonna be on there. So
True.
I'm gonna not put it on there. Maybe you were gonna put it on there. I didn't know, but
And that felt too much like trying to get into your good
yeah, I
graces.
guess that's true.
I
But
do like the movies. I thought
yeah.
about it because I was like, I do really like Scream, but then I was like, he's gonna
Nah,
like that
nah,
too much.
nah, that's fair. But, what was the point I was gonna say? I was gonna mention how, the fact that he didn't give them the whole thing. That's why I brought up
Yeah.
Scream. They didn't I remember, Wes Craven saying that or no, it wasn't Wes Craven, some of the actors, I think it was Matthew Lillard that said that when they got the scripts, they didn't get it fully,
Mm.
so no one knew who the killer was, but he's like, "But I want you to go through this whole movie like you are. So everyone that's not Sydney, you're gonna have to go through this and think you're the killer, and as you keep reading, then once you get to the end, then people know, oh, I'm the killer." So I feel like it's such an interesting way to do it because when you watch those movies, I was like, why is everyone so creepy? It's because they didn't know if they were the killer or not. So they're like, okay, I guess it's that kind of creepy here, just in case I am the killer.
That's
So
true.
I always find those are interesting like ways of doing it versus like everyone gets described and be like, okay, he's the killer. I feel like the vibe of the movie kind of will be a little
Yeah.
differently because then people will act a little differently. So I feel like that is
I find
a
it interesting,
interesting way
yeah.
of doing it.
J.K. Rowling did something, I guess we're bringing it back to the first movie with Snape.
Hmm.
She told, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Who plays Snape?
Oh yeah,
Oh my god. I feel like the worst person ever. I love him. I'm very bad with names, people.
yeah,
I
and that is
swear.
fine. And I know,
Alan
yeah,
Rickman.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't believe I'm so sorry, Alan Rickman. Rest in peace also. But J.K. Rowling, controversial figure.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
She didn't she hadn't finished writing the books at the time when the first movie came out,
Yeah,
but she knew the plot twist of Snape's character, and
hmm,
she told Alan Rickman what it was
yeah.
before they started filming the first movie because
Oh,
she
so then
wanted
he
his
could.
character to know how to build his character
Mm.
around it, but literally no one else knew, not even the entire world,
Oh, really?
because the books hadn't come out. She hadn't even
Yeah, I
written
knew the
it.
books weren't done, but that's interesting that
He
she
was
did
the
that.
only person in the world to know
Dang,
the outcome of Snape.
that's wild.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You're done with the Knives Out, right? Okay. My first movie is 2002's Scooby-Doo. And I kind of
I
stepped
love
on.
Scooby-Doo.
I kind of
Also
stepped on.
murder mystery.
Yeah, that is true. And like perfect cast. You got my guy Freddie Prinze Jr. You got Matthew Lillard. I just mentioned him from Scream. You got Buffy in there. You got Linda. What was her last name again? Linda Cardellini. Cardellini. I, I
Really?
I think so. I think it's Cardellini, aka Mad Men from the season we're just watching,
Everyone's
aka
in Mad
Hawkeye's
Men.
wife. Yeah, everyone's in Mad Men. You got
Hot
Mr.
guy?
Bean in there.
Who is that?
Hawkeye's wife.
Hot guys?
Yeah, Hawkeye's wife. Written by James Gunn, and you can tell when you go back and watch this movie. It's funny because like the more I go back, because I still go back and watch this movie, because obviously the nostalgia will still hold it, but it's like it's very much a kids movie. But when you go back, you realize it's way more of like a teen movie, like a raunchy teen movie than it
There's
is
a
a kids
lot,
movie.
yeah.
And it's not even just like the double entendres with like weed and stuff like that, but it's like there's like double entendre sex jokes in there
Yeah.
too, where you're just like, damn, I did not, obviously I
You
didn't know
don't
that as a
catch that
kid.
as a kid. It's like SpongeBob.
Yeah. And like as you talked about I'm a sucker for a mystery, and Scooby-Doo started it all for me. You know what I mean? Like
The
this is the
OG
reason I
staple
like
of mystery.
watching. Yeah, exactly. This is another VHS classic, and I was really heartbroken when the third movie wasn't made, because they made the first, they made the second. The second one didn't make quite enough movie, but there was a little bit of a rumors that like it might be done. They're like, the second movie didn't make enough money. We're not making a third movie. And
Do kids nowadays know Scooby-Doo? Is it
I always
still a
I always
cartoon?
refer back to my sister who's 15 years old, and they still make Scooby-Doo shows.
Okay.
They do like they made like a Velma show where it was just Velma. They did a Velma and Daphne show.
Interesting.
They made a live action, not live action, sorry. They made animated
Mm-hmm.
Scooby-Doo, just called Scoob. I didn't see it. I don't know if it's good or not. My sister said she liked it at the time, like my
Okay.
little sister. But I don't know if it's as big. It's tough to say again because like she's
Yeah.
15 now, so like
It was huge.
yeah,
I
it was massive.
There's certain aspects, like I think also like what they wear, and like it does feel very early 2000s in a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
ways.
it came out in the 60s. That's
But
where
like the movie that you're talking
yeah, no, for
about,
sure.
and even like the cart, I guess I wonder if it's just they haven't. I mean, we haven't watched the new ones. I'm sure they've adapted to what
Oh yeah, no,
kids nowadays.
they definitely do
Like,
adapt. Like what's his name? What's his name? Fred doesn't even wear an ascot in some of them. Like as it keeps going, like you see them like because it doesn't make sense. Like they do have to kind of change with the times of what they're wearing when they're supposed to be in modern times. So like they'll still have a little bit of maybe they'll have like a little bit of orange. Like the colors are still there. The color schemes are always there.
I was wearing an ascot. Why is it so crazy now?
He wasn't always wearing it in that movie. He's sometimes just wearing a white shirt.
I'm thinking of the cartoons.
And there's literally a moment when they say that like they're kind of all wearing at the beginning of the movie their classic fits, and then when they jump forward in time, they're kind of like he gets a haircut. Daphne's dressing a little different. They're still wearing their colors.
Daphne is very 60s. She's got go-go boots on.
Yeah, exactly.
And fun little 60s dress.
Exactly.
A headband.
Exactly.
Very 60s.
But yeah, this movie, I don't know if it's necessarily like fall vibes, but I think well, no,
could see it being
I say
fall
it's
vibes.
fall vibes. I think just because when I think of Scooby-Doo, I also just think of like there's such a Halloween aspect to it. Just the fact that people are
Dark.
dressed up. Well, people are dressed up in like these monster costumes and chase them, right? So like that is a Halloween-esque. And there's a bunch of like they made like not even just the show, they made the TV movies. And there was like, you know, like there's the Hex Girls one, and then there's the other one where it's like there's a couple Halloween episodes or Halloween TV movies. Yeah, we have.
Around Halloween.
I can't remember which one we watched,
I
but
don't remember either. They're all great.
yeah, they're all great. So I had to go some Scooby-Doo love. And there's only place like it felt like I almost put on the spooky, but I'm like Scooby-Doo's not really spooky.
No.
This movie
Even
was
as
a little
kid,
bit.
It wasn't spooky.
This movie's a little bit, but they always like then there's like the classic chase scenes, the head popping out, where it just gets it's like this isn't scary, this isn't really spooky. So I put it in fall vibes, but that was my first fall vibes pick. What is your second
It's my last one.
and your last pick?
You would have never guessed this one.
Is it French?
No.
Okay.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, okay. I don't think I would have never not got that. I know you like that movie.
Yeah, but I don't talk about it too much.
Well, whenever we talk about Wes Anderson, you always bring it up.
That is true. But we don't talk about him that often. Scott watch
Oh.
Fantastic Mr. Fox. I know you haven't watched Wes Anderson movies.
I haven't seen that one either, so
Deal.
yeah.
Watch Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, and
I
we'll
think
watch it.
it's a perfect fall vibe.
Yeah,
The
it
grading,
looks like
it's
it.
like orange toned, yellow toned. Like it's got a lot of harvest themes. It's animals.
Yeah.
There's some like nice feasts going on. In the
Who
movie
is
for
the fox?
Thanksgiving.
Is it
George
Chris
Clooney.
George Clooney? Yeah. I don't know why I was gonna say Christian Bale.
George Clooney.
It's George Clooney?
Yeah, George Clooney.
Yeah, I don't think that. No, that sounds about right. I think we watched a clip on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just it's a great, again, stop motion. I love
Yeah.
stop motion. Same thing with the
Is it
artistry
stop
behind
motion?
it. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was just animated.
No, it's stop motion.
Okay, go.
And I think there's definitely, for me, the classic Wes Anderson aspect of it, that it also sometimes feels a bit like a play, and it's got different like sets, but it's so cool because it's stop motion.
Yeah.
It's the story is great. It's based off of a Roald Dahl book, actually.
Okay, I didn't know that. I don't even know
It
what that is.
which I didn't know this either. This is, I guess.
No, who's Roald Dahl?
Oh, he's the one who wrote like a bunch of those kids' book. Like, let me find you a list.
A whole list?
He wrote so many. He also wrote some really, really, really dark short stories that I read in high school. They were great, actually. He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, okay.
Matilda.
Oh, damn.
The Witches. James and the Giant Peach.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with your game, sir. My bad. I don't know ball like I thought I did. My bad.
Oh, the Big Friendly Giant.
The Big Friendly Giant?
Is that not
Or
what?
yeah,
BFG?
yeah, BFG. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he wrote all of them.
Damn. Okay, my bad. My fault. Go back to what you're saying.
But yeah, so it was Wes Anderson's favorite book as a kid.
Okay.
And basically it was actually the first book he ever owned as a kid, and he still keeps the same copy.
Damn.
So that's why
That's
I'm guessing he
interesting.
wanted to make that
All right,
movie.
we're gonna watch this movie. That's gonna be on our list.
It's a
We're making
great
this bucket
movie.
list. This might be the one list for us.
Yeah, it's
For the ones that the
possible.
other person hasn't seen. And we can rewatch them. We're definitely watching Scooby-Doo. I didn't watch that last year.
That's a make waffles in the morning
Oh,
and
that
watch
sounds good.
Scooby-Doo.
That sounds good. I like that.
That's your,
I've been craving waffles.
I
Yeah.
know. Something else that's fun is, as the clip that I showed you of George Clooney, Wes Anderson recorded all the dialogue outside studios, like in forests, attics, stables, to make it more authentic to the set that the animals and like the actual scenes.
Yeah.
Like they're outside on a tractor. They're recording him saying the things outside on a tractor. And apparently in one of the scenes, a boat went by and it was really loud, and they were really annoyed because they didn't want to have to reshoot it. So what Wes Anderson did is, in the animation, he put a plane that was flying above, which is genius. The movie has around 56,000 shots and 535 puppets. Mr. Fox alone has 102 puppets across 17 styles and 6 sizes.
Damn. That's wild.
Stop motion.
Stop motion. That's crazy. That's it?
That's it.
That's it. Damn. All right. That's a great list. I mean, I got one more, and this kind of loops it back to the beginning. And my second and final movie on my fall vibes is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So I just did the next. I just did the next one. I love that one.
Very fall. I would even put it in a little spooky if you're a kid.
Yeah.
But it's definitely Halloween vibes.
Yeah, and maybe that's why I liked it. Maybe I've always been kind of been that I like movies a little spooky. I enjoy every single Spider-Man, every single Harry Potter. I got Spider-Man on my mind for whatever reason.
Funny.
But when I think of Harry Potter, for whatever reason, the first thing I always think of, like the word Harry Potter comes to mind. This is another VHS own movie. Is I think of him in the tunnels, and I think of him battling the giant snake. Yeah, that's. Whenever the word Harry Potter comes up, it's immediately the first image that comes to my mind. And I had to go back and be like, which movie is that again? And I was like, okay, it's Chamber of Secrets. And I think another aspect why I like it too, it's just it's funny, it kind of plays on to what you were saying. You were saying how you like how the first movie we're getting into the world, so it's like that magic of like, oh, we're having fun. And in this movie, we're still having fun. But to me, I like the fact that like, okay, we're already established in this world, like with our main characters at least. So now we're playing around more just like in the story. So I like that, how it's like...
It definitely introduces you to how dark it can be as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like it starts to make that shift, which is, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just really...
And you get introduced to, you know about Voldemort?
Yeah,
He who
Tom
must not
Riddle.
be named.
Yeah,
But you get
exactly.
introduced to his past.
Yeah.
Tom Riddle.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if you were a girl and a kid, you would ask yourself, why did they make him so attractive in the movie? Athena had Athena's my best friend. She had a massive crush on Tom Riddle. But
was he not supposed to be attractive in the book? Or handsome, at least?
Yeah, he's definitely said as like charming, but I don't remember him being like extremely handsome like that.
Yeah,
But I
true.
think
Charming doesn't mean handsome, yeah.
it is a good contrast as well with how fucked up he looks and how like he just destroyed himself.
Yeah.
Looks wise and body wise and everything, mental. So it is interesting that that's why. I wonder if that's also why they did that.
Yeah, maybe. The funny thing is, like, it's funny, my fact actually goes with your similar fact, because like in Chamber of Secrets, Dumbledore's Phoenix wasn't CGI. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know
And
that.
it was a real like animatronic robot thing. And so what's his name? Richard Harris actually thought it was alive. And he told the crew, he's like, I've worked with a lot of animals before, but like I've never worked with one so well trained.
See, this comes to the point where it's like, I love him as Dumbledore, but I feel like there is a point where it's like, was he even able to understand what he was signing to think an animatronic? I mean, if I think of my grandpa, I feel like it's something he would say, though.
It looks pretty real. I went back to look at it. I'm like, is he tripping?
It looks very real.
It looks really good.
But I think it's also like, at that age, like, he would have been born, let's look it up.
The
What
40s
year
maybe?
would he...
Or you think earlier than the 40s? Really?
Richard Harris?
Yeah. She's producing on the live on the pod.
Oh, 1930 he was born.
Oh, wow. Snap. Oh, so you just passed away from old age.
72. Okay, never mind my comment. I know that he died of Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay.
But yeah, I wonder in terms of like if he thought that bird was real.
The bird looks pretty real. The bird looks pretty real. I know. R.I.P. Richard Harris at the end of the day.
So many of them have died. Robbie Cole.
All right, we're not ending the pod. No, we're not ending the pod on this. No, I'm gonna say one more fact so we to get out of that. The Linda who auditioned to be Velma. I forgot to say this one.
Okay.
She actually showed up as Velma, like in full costume to do, and like the casting crew was blown away, and she got hired on the spot. They're like, go above and beyond, and that wraps up.
I have another one.
No, she does not. That wraps up our 16, the ultimate movie bucket list. 16 movies across cozy, spooky, scary, and straight up fall vibes. You don't have to give us your 16 movies, but drop a comma.
And you have to go through all of the points that Dion made me do like an assignment.
No, you do not.
Yes, you do.
Drop a comment. Let us know some of the movies you pick. You could do it on YouTube. We're at The Film Room Podcast. You can also find us on Apple, Spotify at The Film Room Podcast as well. On TikTok and IG at The Film Room Pod. And thanks again for coming on the show. Do you have any honorary mentions? Movies like just 2. I got 2 as an honorary mention if you want to.
You didn't put that as part of the assignment.
I'm just asking if you had.
The Thing.
Okay.
And Pearl. I thought about Pearl.
Okay. I had Saw on there just because that's just a classic for my generation. For people that grew up in the 2000s, that was like our Halloween. Because some people, when they grew up in the 80s, all the Halloween movies are coming out. There's like 5 of them. I think there's 4 of them actually. And then they've kept going and going. It's like 13, 14 now. There's the Friday the 13th movies. Those movies were going. People 90s got 3 Scream movies. We got 6. Now where there's 10 Saw movies, but at the time they were just popping. So 2000s was very much Saw and Halloween Town. I gotta get a shout out to Halloween Town.
I thought of Trick or Treat.
I thought you were gonna put that on there.
I thought you were gonna put
Trick or Treat on there.
You know what else? Kiki's Delivery Service.
Okay, now you're doing too much. I said 2. No, that's it. Thanks again for listening, and remember, Eloise, say something in French.
J'aime beaucoup la ratatouille.
And peace out.